Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Outer Wilds. So, this is the first time that I'm recording in a little while. I've recorded a bunch of the previous episodes all in one sitting because the game's really good. It's a very compelling experience. So it's been like 36 hours since I played. Hopefully I'm not too rusty. But we're going to go real fast here, and we're going to use some things that people have pointed out to me in the comments. I want to thank everybody, by the way, for being super cool in the comments. Check this out. Engage the autopilot. What if we just let the miracle of science that is this spaceship do a bunch of the flying for us? I had missed the fact that there was an autopilot button completely until people pointed it out. This seems bad, though. I think it's going to slam us right into the Ash Twin. I'm just going to take over for a second here. Alright. Oh yeah, but I want to thank everybody for being really cool in the comments, in that people are talking about the thing and they're giving me ideas, but nobody is directly spoiling any like puzzle solutions or game mechanics or anything. It's something I'm always a little leery of reading the comments on a thing like this, because people are trying to be helpful mostly, but they just get overexcited and they tell you things where it would like maybe be a better experience if you found them out yourselves. But people have been remarkably reserved about doing that. Okay, so we're going to use the little hole in the rock that we discovered by the gravity cannon to, what? I didn't put my suit on. Okay, like I said, it's been a minute. Just a little bit of rust. We're going to shake that off. I forgot to suit up, and you can't breathe the air. Well, you could if there was any. You can't breathe the lack of air on the Ember Twin. Okay, let's try that again. This right here is how you know I'm not editing anything out of the series. The fact that I left that in. So yeah, there was that hole that we found. Remember the hole we came out of. I had assumed... I'll just suit up right now while I'm thinking about it. I had assumed that it would be faster, given that we had to... it seems like we have to go to the anglerfish cavern to shoot in the scout before going to the stepping stone cavern. I figured it might be faster to go in through the front of the village, since that takes you past Anglerfish Overlook, but maybe it will turn out to actually be faster to get into this cavern by going through the gap that we discovered. So let's try that at least. I'm kind of curious, if we just leave the autopilot on, okay, it gets you about this far. Yeah, autopilot complete, undershot target. Alright, we're just going to go around. It does love to drop us on the wrong side of the Ash Twin. Also, can I just say, I think it's probably actually been really clear, but I am having a really good time with this game. I'm really enjoying this so far. Alright, roll the ship, roll the ship. Nope, no. Okay. There we go. I managed to recover that pretty quickly, which is important. Quickly is like exactly where we need to be right now. Suit is on. Okay. The gap in the rocks was up here somewhere, right? It's in this thing that just sort of looks like a rock wall. Yeah. No, this is way faster. This is extremely faster. Oh, except... No, that's right. I can go through here, right? Oop, ow. Hit the wall kind of hard there. Okay, everything's fine. Not hard enough to kill me. I wonder how tall the Nomai were. They don't seem, from their skeletons... Oof, it doesn't seem like they're that much taller than us, but they sure do build their doors awfully big. Okay, so... This is the door we usually come in, right? Yeah, Overlook is here. Just gonna jam myself through this door as fast as humanly possible. Alright, let's take a moment here and try to make sure we're doing this in a way that makes sense. So, when we look through our scout... That's a bad scout shot, that's what that is. So he's illuminating a hole up there? Or which side is... No, I want to go... So yeah, he's looking at the roof right now. The hole is in the roof. It's above the cavern there. But I'm a little worried. You see how it's shadowed? I don't think it's actually going to project its light upward very effectively from there. There we go. That's probably better. So if we look down... I'm just trying to make sure that I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, we are... The hole is definitely in the roof, so we're looking for a gap from above, which is to say a gap in the floor of the stepping stone cavern. We're going to fall down from the stepping stone cavern into this thing. That is this one, right? Yeah. Definitely blew some time screwing around there at the overlook, but everything's fine. Probably. Possibly, maybe. Everything's fine. Yeah, there's not yet sand on the floor of the overlook. So this probably just takes us to the lab. I'm just looking for light. Alright, I'm going to turn off the flashlight for a second. Apologies, it's going to be really dark. I don't see anything. I mean, we'll walk around the floor down here for a minute. Because the cable's going to take us to the high energy lab, right? If we follow it the other way. Yeah. Huh. I just don't know how to access this. Alright, well, we can come back to it later. It seemed like it was pretty important information. But we can come back to it later. There are some other things yet that we can do. First of all, we should probably spend some time checking out our ship computer, because I still don't really know all of the stuff that it does. But before we do that, I actually do want to check out all of the planets at least once, which means we gotta go to Giant's Deep. We also have to go to Dark Bramble at some point. Dark Bramble's not really a planet, and I suspect that when we go there, we will simply be killed by scary space anglerfish. But we can at least have a look at it. Yeah, I'm bummed out about this. I feel like we're really close to... Really, we did a bunch of the steps towards solving a problem, and then I just can't figure out the last bit, and it's driving me kind of bonkers. Just trying to make sure that, like, could it be the case that, like... I do like how much our jets light things up. Could it be the case that, like, there's a gap in the ceiling around here somewhere, and you have to go up into a connecting space that then takes you above the anglerfish cavern? Maybe, but there's no... I thought the whole point... Here, you know what we could do is we could go read... Nope. Alright, well, I'm gonna fall onto the sand here. We could go read the stuff that the kids wrote about the anglerfish game and try to refresh here. I'll tell you, something like this would be frustrating under normal circumstances. Wait, have I been up here? I think I have. But when you're in front of an audience, it's so much worse. Alright, fossil fish game. Go to the stepping stone cave. The entrance to the fossil fish cave is easy to see now because they fed the... He does say fed the anglerfish. Maybe... Like, it's pretty obvious that there's a gap in the roof above the anglerfish, but maybe that's not... Maybe that's the gap you're supposed to use to leave, not the entrance gap. Maybe this would be easier if I put the lantern in its mouth. Maybe I'm focusing on the wrong part of what's happening here. It is at least possible. Well, let's, where is... That's the overlook up there, right? Ow, hit my head pretty hard on the roof there. I will say that I know I'm making it look really difficult, but actually this game is like... shoot. Okay, this is a bad place to fall. Bad place to fall. What I was going to say is the game is actually very pleasant to control. Yeah, there's a suit puncture. I was trying to avoid that. We'll just put some tape over that, it sounds like. This is just extremely the wrong direction. Anglerfish overlook that way. Oh, hey, 60 seconds oxygen remain. Well, you know what? If we die here, it's actually totally fine. Yeah, this is the way to the gravity this is just not even the right door. Alright, I'm going to go and oxygenate real quick here. We can at least do a little bit more exploring. That's the overlook cave right there. Yeah, let's throw... They say fed the anglerfish a new lamp. We're gonna throw our scout we're gonna shoot our scout into its mouth. Oh, sorry. Withdraw. Okay, there is an entrance underneath, which we are now illuminating. Why did I withdrew the scout just, like, reflexively? Alright, let's go see. I'm gonna put away the scout launcher. Okay, putting the scout launcher away does not withdraw my, but we're running out of time here. Just making sure that it didn't withdraw the scout, because that is absolutely the sort of thing that I might do without noticing over and over again. Okay, so... Oh, wait a minute. Getting a little bit of light over here. There's not a gap, though. Yeah, huh. I don't know where that light's coming from. There's a pretty good chance that we just die in the stepping stone cave, but this is giving me hope. It's giving me hope that we're going to find something. There's so many little side alleys and outcroppings here. It's really tough to know where the opening we're looking for might be. The good news is, if it turns out that you do actually approach this from below, and I guess that makes sense, Stepping Stone Cave is significantly below the anglerfish cavern. It's just that we saw what looked like a hole in the roof. But maybe it's not... Maybe it's not a direct thing up from the Stepping Stone Cave, because there is, like, there's no gap in the roof, and there's no light coming through anywhere. And also, we're about to die in, like, a pretty horrible way here. Unless we can find this in the next, like, 30 seconds or so. Huh, where would the gap be? If I equip my scout launcher... Yeah, okay. Scout is still there. It should still, in theory, be illuminating... Was it the place where we saw a little bit of what looked like light? Thought I was pretty thorough over there, though. Oh, hold on, hold on! Aha! Yeah, so, like, obviously, Stepping Stone Cavern is below. It's like, my brain was just totally not putting together the fact that we have to go down to get to the entrance of the Stepping Stone Cavern. So that's embarrassing. But also, I would like to note, you know, it could have been possible for there to be like a hole in the floor that goes to another thing that then like has one of those shafts in it that takes you up, and I don't know, I'm trying to defend my bad decision here. Whoever was it when we ended last time is the anglerfish. Rule change. The anglerfish now has to wear a blindfold and do not peek. Why are we changing it? It's too hard if you can't see anything. Aunt Pie says real anglerfish are blind, so you have to wear a blindfold. The rule stands. Rule update. It's okay if younger kids don't wear the blindfold when they're it. The rest of us will still wear it for scientific accuracy and to make the game more even. The anglerfish catches you, you're eaten. Last anglerfish to be caught is the new anglerfish. The old anglerfish gives the new anglerfish the blindfold and becomes a little fish. Okay, so that's the only piece of information in here. We're very close to death, but I'm trying to go fast here. So is the piece of information that we were supposed to be gaining here just that the anglerfish are blind? Is that really it? I mean, it's not like that's useless. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, there's something else here. Anglerfish study. The anglerfish's digestive tract suggests death by starvation. This one, anyway. An update. Melloray, while I was here making sketches of the anglerfish, I observed the children I saw earlier playing here again. They've added a rule to their game that incorporates our research. It's wonderful. I'm entirely delighted. It's never too early to appreciate biology. That's true. The long growth protruding from its head is bioluminescent. Perhaps they use this growth to attract prey, just like real anglerfish, or at least our world's anglerfish. Visually, the specimen appears to be of the same species as the anglerfish in Dark Bramble. We don't believe it originated from this planet. Where's this door go? We're about to die. We gotta figure some stuff out real quick here. There's nothing else going on in this room. This door just leads to the outside. Wait, where am I? Yeah, fuel and oxygen, both pretty bad. Okay, we're actually near where we landed the ship. Make it. Oh! If we'd gotten back to the ship, we could have at least spent the rest of the cycle, I don't know, jetting off to another planet or something. Is that door broken from the other side, normally? Okay, now that we know how to get in there, let's take another trip to Ember Twin. I know we've been doing Ember Twin a lot. We'll take another trip to Ember Twin real quickly here just to verify that there's nothing else of value in that cavern. And then this episode, we're going to go and explore some other planets. We can try Giant's Deep first. I find the concept of going to either of these places pretty scary, but Giant's Deep is probably safer than Dark Bramble. But yeah, it seems like the only thing that we really learned there is that the anglerfish are blind. Which, I'm sure that's useful information. I'll say this, the autopilot is helpful. But back in my day, if we wanted to fly somewhere ourselves, we had to do it ourselves, etc., uphill both ways, snowshoes. Back in my day, all the spaceships were made up of 3 polygons. Listen, I enjoyed X-Wing and TIE Fighter quite a bit, but boy, video games look better now than they used to. Although I bet there's nothing in this game that will be as cool as the sweet Order of the Emperor tattoo that you could get in TIE Fighter. Okay, we want to land near the gravity cannon. Retros. In fact, back up. Trying not to enter. The good news is Ember Twin doesn't really have a lot of atmosphere, so it probably shouldn't be too hard for us to just kind of glide over the surface. I want to get over to the gravity cannon over here and test the location. That's a bad landing. Bad landing. One of the legs is not on ground. There we go. Here we go. I want to look at that door. First things first. Look at the door. Suit is on. Very important. So that door would be over here, right? Ow. Man, I really got going there. Yeah, here's this little, like, toadstool thing. So the door would be here. I'm assuming that it won't work from this side. Oh, no, it's over there. It's on this wall. Yeah, okay. It's busted from this side. That makes sense, because otherwise you could accidentally short-circuit this entire puzzle. Okay, well, let's get back in using the gravity chamber hole. It turns out this was not really necessary, because the issue was not one of speed. The issue was one of me thinking in three-dimensional space correctly. See, I'm getting better at, like, getting where we need to go, and also occasionally remembering to have my flashlight on. But I get overexcited now, and I go places far too fast, which has its own problems. Nope, went too fast there. I'm sure there's lots more interesting stuff going on here, but some of it is not really going to be useful to us until we have some idea. Like, some of the buildings and stuff around here are not really going to be that useful to us until we have some idea of how to deal with ghost matter, which I imagine we'll figure out eventually. Alright, I'm going to drop the scout into its mouth. In my defense, I did correctly identify one of the paths that leads into or out of this chamber, depending on how you go about it. Just not the one that I needed. And the one that I needed was pretty clearly indicated by the word feed. Or fed, I guess. Oh, I got caught in the sand chute. Okay, inconvenient, but actually, if we just follow the, power line, we know this will take us up into the stepping stone cavern now. I really like this. There's an element of sort of like that thing that I really like about the modern Hitman games, where like level knowledge is actually the primary thing you gain, and there's like more explicit advancement, but the thing that matters the most is just your familiarity with your environment is reproduced here in a really cool way. Okay. So I've done a much better job of illuminating the area that needs to be illuminated for us this time. And that was pretty good. Okay, now we have a lot more time to explore. A lot more time and a lot more fuel. Alright, so we read all of this, right? I didn't miss anything. Let's just get this all marked out here. Okay, yeah, none of that is new. Just make sure that we didn't miss anything up on any of these other ledges. Is this in anglerfish overlook? What are we looking at here? I wonder if we could arc the scout further in there. Unfortunately, I don't think there's any way to, like, slow it down. That's about as far as we're going to get it. I guess there's nothing really in there. Oh, this is with the flashlight on, by the way. Okay, and that's just the text in that room that says, hey, this is the overlook. Okay, ow. And there's not, like, another scroll hidden around this room or anything. No, it looks like we got everything that there is to learn. The anglerfish are blind. I'm sure that will matter. Okay, well, hey, we solved something this episode. Let's get back in the ship. We'll go check out Giant's Deep. And then Dark Bramble can come last. Is there anything that we're missing? Zoom out. Brittle Hollow, Dark Bramble. No, not really. We haven't managed to land on the interloper, I don't think. We probably could. Yeah, let's just go to Giant's Deep. I'm trying to put it off because I really, really don't like deep water. I have a serious thing about that. Even in video games, I've had some bad experiences. Part of the reason I did not play Subnautica when it got popular is this thing. Okay. Fix up, and then let's get out there. My guess is that Dark Bramble, there's the Quantum Moon. I'm going to fly through it one more time. Take this, Quantum Moon. And then, hey, it's gone. Yeah, that's a pretty weird thing. I'm sure there's something very important going on with all of the constantly moving crystals and stuff. We'll figure it out. Where the hell is Giant's Deep? I feel like I have looked at a lot of the sky at this point. There we go. So every time we wake up, we see something emerge, it looks like from Giant's Deep. Okay, we're going to turn on the autopilot. That is 29 kilometers away, which is... It's wild for that to seem like a great distance in space. This is a remarkably small solar system. Is that something orbiting it there on the left? Also, what is... Oh, well, that's the interloper. What is that? Is that a thing that's actually, like... I'm gonna disengage the autopilot. Huh, the Quantum Moon followed us, I think. Or that might just be Giant's Deep's moon. Yeah, what is this? Well, that's definitely Nomai. I feel like I can say that pretty confidently. Let's try to land on that first if we can. Probably will be easiest to meet it coming around this side. Actually, it kind of looks like it went through the planet. Yeah, it's definitely Nomai. Huh. Alright, well, the fact that I can actually select this with the ship definitely suggests that we are supposed to try to land on it. Oh, I've entered the planet. Oh, God. Yeah, we were, I think, underwater there for a moment. I'll be right with you, Giant's Deep. Let's have a look at this first. I think it's going to be really hard to land on this with the ship. If I get close enough to that thing, maybe it'll pull us in. I can't tell what direction it is going. Okay. Yeah, okay, it is pulling us down. This thing exists solely for the purpose of helping people land here. Theoretically... Oh, we are zero grav. I guess that makes sense. We are outside of the planet. What is this? What are we doing here? What am I seeing here? Okay, well, we got some classic Nomai writing here. This architecture is not super similar to what we've seen so far, but who else could have built this, right? This is the control module for something. What are we looking at here? A launch module and one more bit of writing. The probe tracking module. So these are just Nomai numerals then. Like this is 3, right? There's not a 4th entrance. So I'm wondering if the symbol that we saw... Oh, this module is not currently functioning. I'm just going to turn around. I'm wondering if the symbol that we saw near the marker for the Black Hole Forge was their numeral for 0 or 4, or if it was a unique symbol, because it's carved onto all of the planets, so it might not be just a number, it might be something else. Okay, the game is like very clearly telling me you will not fit through here, just use your scout, dummy. Hit the glass. So there is definitely a chamber here. One? Yeah, I don't know what we're supposed to be getting out of this. Like, maybe I didn't shoot the scout exactly where it needs to be shot. There's a chamber. Okay, hold on. Let's get our scout back. Let's finish exploring here. Hold on. I'm all turned around. It's a hallway. Really only has 2 directions you can go, but I somehow managed to get completely turned around. Alright, so this should be the control module. This is going to take us back to the surface, right? Is this the thing that we came through originally? It rotated around to open this side and close this side? Nope. This is a different door entirely. And there's trees in here. Wasn't that lovely? Oh, also gravity. Wonderful. Launch module, projection stone. Huh. What is this little... Why is this lit up? Oh. Okay, that inverts the gravity when you touch it. Inverts your personal understanding of the gravity. Hold on, we're gonna play with that power crystal in a moment here. What is going on here? Well, whatever we've discovered might give us some idea what these things are for. I guess let's try to activate something. Maybe this will turn all the lights on in here. Okay, that's the ash twin, or whatever it is the sand is built up around on the ash twin, right? Cannon aligned with randomly selected probe trajectory, gravity field activated. 14 minutes, 50 seconds ago. Request to launch probe received from Ash Twin Project. 14 minutes and 50 seconds. That's before we started the last cycle, right? That's before our last death. Huh. So is this a control station for the Ash Twin, or is this a control station for, like, all of their stuff in the area? That's a gravity cannon firing a probe and then breaking apart. This is what fires the thing when we wake up. Orbital probe cannon, launch request received, probe launch successful. Tracking module is receiving data from probe. Orbital probe cannon structure compromised during launch. Okay, this is a pretty big question that we've just answered. It's opened a couple more questions for us, but I think that's just going to be the nature of things for a while. Yeah, what is this? This does not look like anything we've seen so far. Well, I guess it sort of looks like one of the gravity cannons. Just there's a lot more stuff that would, I guess, be buried under the ground. Orbital probe cannon damage report, severe structural stress detected. Assessing damage, control module intact, no structural damage. Launch module, viewport window fractured, module exposed to vacuum. Probe tracking module just completely missing. It is all the way gone. Okay, so let's flip back over to the other side of the chamber and check out the projection stones. Okay, not 100% clear on what I'm seeing here. Ooh. Alright, I jumped. and it did not have the effect I was expecting. So you can jump up and just reverse the gravity by getting close to the other surface. I was kind of expecting this to have a similar effect to the projection stone we placed before, where it made us able to see the, what do you call it? It made us able to see those whatever it is things that we see when we die. So this is showing me the other room, the room we can't get in, the room we fired our scout into. But what am I supposed to do with this information? We know that there's another projection stone in there. We know that it looks really rough. There's a couple of projection stones in there. But we don't, I think, have the ability to get them in any way. We can't use the probe. We could try to go in through the crack in the glass. It's pretty large. That's kind of a terrifying concept. We'd have to just be spacewalking out there. I think that's what it's telling me, though. Well, let's put this down. I want to look at this other one before the supernova occurs. I have bad news, Avens. Gabbro says there was a problem with the proposed power source, so the orbital probe cannon won't be asked to fire. I hope you're pulling my locomotive limb here, Cassava. It is weird how some of their phrases get translated as basically like English phrases, but with different words in them. I wish I were, my friend, but no. They aren't certain they can fix the problem, so the orbital probe cannon is on indefinite hiatus. Tell Privet and Mallow they should return from the cannon. My spouse and I will remain at the construction yard for now. An update. Mallow and I will join you and Daz. Privet left to visit her brother. She fears Idea may feel responsible. So is this text? Yeah, this text is coming from this projection stone. That's weird. That's the first time we've seen a projection stone do that, right? So maybe all the projection stones have text embedded in them? Okay, wait a second. Giant's Deep is not a giant ball of water. We can see water in here, so it's like cloud cover over a big ball of water. Well, I'll be honest with you, that makes me a little bit less reluctant to go see it. So hold on, is there text encoded in this one too? Mallow, my better 50%. See that thing again. Sava is sending the last of the cannon components. Soon, relatively speaking, we'll know the eye's precise location. Thought of concluding our elder's curious and challenging search increases my heart's temperature, my love. At this point, they're kind of leaning into them being robots a little bit. The Sava tells me he and the construction yard crew have determined a power setting we are not under any circumstances to go above. I see. And am I right to think that consequently we'll be ignoring that setting? I can posit with nearly 100% certainty our friends have accounted for our natures, so I suggest we do. Giving the orbital probe cannon all the power it can structurally withstand creates the greatest chance of finding the Eye of the Universe. Well, that's just a very logical conclusion. Yes, the probe must travel as fast as it can, as far as it can. I'll make some adjustments. Okay, well that seems like a problem right there. Interesting. Okay, who wants to go on a spacewalk? Okay, if you overshoot the entrance, it's really easy to just invert gravity on yourself. There we go. Okay, I do not know how much time we have left. What would be the best way? Okay, down here is the way we came in. I guess we just go out there and then, without the aid of the ship, try to navigate around the other side of the launch module. Seems like a terrifying task that might result in me flying out into space. So we should probably... Oh, okay. Alright. Here we go. we should probably get back in the ship first and completely refuel. Okay. Yeah, this is this is harrowing. Okay, we're just gonna try to figure out which side of the thing. I guess I could have maybe taken better note of which side of the thing our gap was on. Fortunately, like I said, it's pretty easy to fly around. The controls are actually really good. Okay. So that's the probe cannon. It's probably this, right? We're starting to get that audio cue. That's the wrap it up symbol. This feels really like... I'm having a hard time putting it into words. The word my brain wanted to use was intrepid, which is not exactly what I mean. But it feels like we're really doing something here. This makes me feel impressive. Probe module projection stone. Alright, let's try to read these as quickly as we can. Remember, time does stop while we're reading. At least if you see the thing stop, time has stopped. It looks like it's not doing it for this for some reason. Imagine, Privet, the probe tracking module will be the first to know the coordinates of the eye of the universe. You'll be the first to see them. I am honored and terrified. You won't ask the orbital probe cannon to use so much power that it breaks, will you? Fret not, my nervous friend. We only need to fire the probe once anyway, so who minds if it compromises the orbital probe cannon's structural integrity slightly? I would mind, Mallow, I would mind, because we won't be capable of receiving our probe's data if the tracking module is destroyed. Oh, sounds like we might be out of time here. Alright, well, we have a very immediate goal for the next run. Read quickly. Read quickly. Okay, this is actually not... Yeah, this is not new text. There are multiple copies of some of the projection stones. So really what we want to do is see what happens when we put the probe stone into the projection pool. Okay, that was like an extremely productive cycle. I feel like we got a ton done there. I do not like walking around in space without the ship, but sadly it looks like it will be necessary at least once more. I bet once we figure out how to land on the probe around the sun, we're going to have to do it there too. Or actually, we might have to land the ship on the Ember Twin or the Ash Twin, and then spacewalk out to that thing by ourselves without somehow falling into the sun. Because I don't know how we could possibly land the ship on it. I don't think it looks big enough. Alright, remember to suit up. Okay, Giant's Deep is approximately directly above you when you start. Right, autopilot. Honestly, we're just pretty much flying in a straight line here. All the autopilot's doing is allowing me to take my hand off of the thrust key for a moment, but I'm profoundly lazy. That's good enough. Alright, autopilot off. Let's try to recreate that beautiful landing where I didn't crash into anything at all. I did not successfully roll the ship. There we go. Well, not perfect, good enough. Okay, where are the glass dome bits? That looks... Nope, I can't tell. I was about to say that looks like the damaged one, but I don't know that. No, this is the wrong one. Alright, let's turn it around. I do not like being so close to this planet. I do not want to fall into the water planet without the without the ship. Hopefully the desperate oscillating of the thrustometer in the corner there will make it clear how worried I feel right now. I'm doing a lot of rapid adjustment. Hold on. This is the ceiling. Here we go. The floor in this room still totally works. Okay. Probe tracking module projection thingy. Well, this isn't... I was expecting a view from the probe, but this is like another whole chamber. No, that makes sense. The probe tracking module chamber. Where are we? I think we're inside of a big storm, maybe. I don't know where this is supposed to be. Huh. So the probe tracking module broke off entirely. Right. Okay. We're not in the tracking module. We're in we're in the launch module. One of the modules. The probe tracking module, which we need to actually track the probe, which might give us information on the eye of the universe, is in... Those are brambles, aren't they? It's in dark bramble somewhere. Maybe. Or maybe somewhere else, but in any case, it's not someplace I particularly want to go, but we gotta get in here if we want to actually be able to track the thing. Alright, well... Like I said, very productive episode. I guess let's just get back out there, get to the ship, and then go and visit Giant's Deep, which I'm real not excited about. I'm sure it's going to be really cool. I'm a lot less worried now that we know it's not 100% water. That was going to be a real nightmare, especially given what we know about giant, terrifying anglerfish. Although I guess we know those are space fish and not like real fish, but that doesn't mean there aren't sea monsters. It just means that those particular monsters are not sea monsters. Okay. Get ourselves free of that. And here we go. We did see something emerge from the planet. Whoa, Jesus. Wow. Wow. This game. By the way, let's try to make a landing here. It's actually like a pretty okay landing. This is all very impressive. Wait a minute. Okay, the water level, yeah, see, the tide comes in and out. Sure, that makes sense. I saw on the internet today, somebody linked on Twitter, the original trailer for this game containing, like, early alpha footage. Oh, wait, Ghost Matter, right. It was posted in 2012. They've been working on this game for, like, 7 years at least. Video games are a terrifying and difficult... Like, the more I learn about the video game industry, the more I'm surprised that we ever get video games finished. Hey, that's like a whole person. Hold on, we're gonna... Yeah, alright. Signal identified. Good. For the future. Is that a big storm over there? I mean, I guess the whole place is a big storm. Hey, Gabbro. How you doing, buddy? Oh, interesting. There are bits of brambles here, too. I guess that makes sense. They're going to be everywhere, right? Nice. It's you. Good to see you made it here in one piece. The first solo launch is a doozy, isn't it? Yeah, the first one. Also, the 15 after that have really been a thing. So, hey, don't freak out or anything, but lately I keep, like, dying repeatedly. Wait a minute. Gabbro, hold on. What about you? Have you died lately, or is it just me? No, it's me too. We're in a time loop. How is Gabbro aware of what's happening? I guess we don't know that the other astronauts aren't, do we? Ryback didn't say anything about it, but I didn't say anything about it to Ryback either, because, of course I didn't. And when we met the other guy, I can't remember what his name is, he was freaking out pretty bad. Time has been behaving unusually lately. Yeah, a time loop makes sense. Cool. Is it... Sorry, you're taking this pretty well. Are you not, like, panicked? Right back at you. No, I'm freaked out. I'm extremely freaked out. Personally, I like new experiences, and I've never been in a time loop before. Well, I mean, I guess that depends on how you define time loop. A time loop, doesn't it? I mean, I don't think I've been in a time loop before this one. It looks like you and I are the only ones who can tell that time's gone all weird. I tried radioing Hornfels and asking if they'd died too, but they thought I was being metaphorical. Even if I tell Hornfels about the time loop, they never remember by the next one. They don't realize anything's different. Okay, well, I guess that answers that question. And here's another weird one for you. Every time I die, all of my memories from that loop replay back to me. I'm pretty sure it's related to this big stone Nomai statue I found on one of the other islands. I was looking at it, and the statue opened its eyes and started glowing. It replayed my memories like it had seen them through my own eyes, just like what happens each time I die. Okay, that is happening to me as well. You too, huh? Then the Nomai statues must have something to do with why we're the only ones aware of the time loop. So, no glowing statue, no time loop awareness? I think that's going to be my leading theory. But if you find out anything new about the statues or the time loop, let me know, okay? I'll be here. Anyway, that's what's new with me. Again, depending on your definition of new. But hey, this is your first solo voyage. Kind of. Let's talk about you, you know? I wonder what happens if you go to Giant's Deep first on your very first launch and talk to Gabbro before you've died. I guess he volunteered the information first, but obviously the conversation would go very differently from there. How's space treating you? Yeah, it's not great. Where should I explore on Giant's Deep? Here's something you might like. At the start of every time loop, I keep seeing a bright flash in the sky at the start of every loop. Apparently his dialogue is also in a time loop. Something must be happening up there in orbit around the planet. What else? What else? Have you been to Statue Island? That's what I've been calling it, seeing as it's the island where I found the glowing Nomai statue. Get it? I was on the beach on Statue Island when the whole glowy business happened, by the way. It's a nice beach for that kind of thing. I give it a solid 7 out of 10 on the Gabbro relaxation scale. I'm shocked he's able to be relaxed on this planet at all. If you feel like checking out Statue Island, it's the one with 2 islands connected by a natural rock art. Well, mostly connected anyway. You'll see. You know, I'm just thinking about it. My relaxation scale probably caps out at like 2. I'm just a very nervous person. So I walked away from him before I meant to finish talking. Oh, Jesus, what is happening? We are in space. We are in space. Did the planet just eject us? Oh, crap, the ship! Come on, I gotta try to get to the ship, because if... Who knows what bad kind of things are about to happen, but I want to be in the ship when they happen. Oh. Nope, we've fallen... Oh! I wonder if that whirlwind, like, if the whirlwind went under us for a minute? It's like all that geyser stuff back home was just trying to prep you for the fact that there are larger geysers elsewhere that you may be forced to deal with. Okay, well that might have been why the conversation with Gabbro ended suddenly. I thought for a second there I had moved away, and that was what had ended it, but the button that makes you step backward is also the button that makes you go down to the next conversation option. So I couldn't have done that unless the conversation had already ended. Have you ever watched a cyclone for so long it started to hypnotize you? I'm telling you, they'll put you in a trance if you stare at them long enough. I did find some things. I found out what happened to the orbital probe cannon. Whoa, that's the cannon breaking apart at the start of each time loop. For real. Did you figure out why? Over-enthusiasm. Well, too much power is a more technically correct answer. It's kind of scary how much that sounds like something Slate or Feldspar would do. I'm pretty surprised that Nomai built something that actually broke. Come to think of it, though, broke might be the wrong word, because it looks like the orbital probe cannon is still firing successfully at the beginning of each time loop. Well, I mean, broke now, not broken at the beginning of the loop. So there's a ton of ghost matter space on this particular island. let's see. Is there anything else we can say to Gabbro that would be, like, meaningful here? What's up with this planet? I know, right? Oh, you meant, like, tell you more about it. I gotcha. Well, Giant's Deep is massive and mostly water. No surprises there. There's a strong current a ways beneath the surface that prevents anything from sinking below it. Seriously, I tried everything I could think of to get past that current, and neither idea worked. I tried 2 things, and I'm all out of plans. As for land masses, I've counted 4 islands, including this one. There's also the one with the Nomai statue I saw on the beach. You've seen the cyclones? Yeah, they're hard to miss. They'll toss everything up in their path, islands included. Little tip, if you get picked up, try to land in water. Less likely to kill you. Where is your ship, my dude? That's a good question. It's definitely on this planet somewhere. I mean, unless a cyclone came by and tossed it into space, I guess. That would be pretty nuts. I hope it's not lonely. So Gabbro, I mean, I guess he knows about the time loop now, so why would he be? I was about to say, he seems remarkably blasé about not being able to get off the planet on his own, under his own power. Maybe he'd be more worried about it if it weren't for the time loop and knowing that he's just going to be here infinitely. Given that you maintain your memories and knowledge between loops, you could use a time loop like this to become very, very good at just about anything. Okay. We don't actually want the marshmallow to catch fire. I just want it to be really... I want it to be as close as possible to catching fire without catching fire. That looks pretty good. No crispy noises, though. Alright, let's save the refuel. I don't know if that's a one-time thing there. Let's save it for when we're in a more dire situation. Wow, really? That's... I guess gravity is twice what I'm used to here. So falling is a very serious thing. Well, let's just... I was coming over here to refuel anyway. Alright, let's see what's further up. Although I guess it's probably going to be harder to... Yeah, geez. It's a lot harder to climb here. Like, we can't use the jetpack to go up at all. Okay, he said you can't really sink into the water, right? Or at least you can't sink in very much. Yeah, you just sort of float along the surface. Huh. There's some kind of big jellyfish down there. Or something. I don't know what that is. That's the storm. Okay. I actually got pretty far down. I did not realize how far down we were getting. I am at maximum thrust. Oh, you know what? Looking up doesn't make me, doesn't make my W button thrust us upward. Look at the thrust meter. If I want to go up, I always have to hit shift. Okay. So it looks like we might have to do some stuff legitimately underwater at some point. We're going to have to figure out a way of breaking breaking through the current, which I am not excited about. That sounds absolutely terrifying. The whirlwind picked up the island, and I was like, well, we'll just hang out here until that island comes back, and then we'll use it to orient ourselves. But then the whirlwind dropped the island on me. So apparently, if that happens, I need to get the hell out of the way. Alright. We're just about at the hour, but I don't want to stop right now, so we're going to do one more loop. We are headed back to Giant's Deep. We have learned a lot of stuff that feels very valuable and important this episode. This has been an episode of moving things forward. So one more time to Giant's Deep. I would really like to see some of the other islands. I'm curious how good, how well we can navigate with the ship in the higher gravity. It might be the case that that we just need to use the ship to hop from island to island. Swimming across the surface of the ocean seems like a terrible plan once I think about it for a moment, especially since while we're in the water we have no visibility at all, right? I can't tell even where we would want to go. Okay. Trying to come in sort of not directly at the planet. Okay, yeah, the ship's engines are still powerful enough. That water spout is a lot bigger than the others. I wonder if we can get in there. Alright, hold on, Island. Hold on. We gotta try something here. Okay. It's actually, like, it's pushing us back out. Are we going from the top? Oh, it's not actually visible from the outside. Oh, hey, we're in. Okay, alright. I gotta figure out a place where we can land here. I don't think I can get the ship in there. Well, this'll work. Oof. Alright. We're gonna lose the ship for sure. Let's get out quickly. Okay. I bet this is important. That's where you're supposed to land the ship, over there. So that's good to know. There is a proper landing point. Alright, well, if we have to come back here again, we'll use that. So, any path that the developers have built for us will start here. Man, this game is very impressive. They've really done something here. This is water. Oh, interesting. What is this? I don't think we've seen a symbol like this anywhere, have we? Down to it. None of these... Are these little circular bits interactable at all? Nope. Alright, well, at some point I'm sure that symbol will have some kind of significance to us. For now, I suppose let's follow what looks like the big path. But it is really hard to jump here. We'll try to keep an eye on the ground in case we're missing anything. So, I mean, this looks Nomai in origin, right? This is totally consistent with their architecture. Even the patterns on the walls. So what is this? What have they done here? We don't know if Giant's Deep was always like this, always covered in storms. Ship's just gonna float away. Well, whatever. I'm sure we'll die here, so... Be welcomed in this place. This tower shares with all who ask the knowledge needed to make his or her first quantum journey. Okay. That does sound interesting. We've seen that text before, right? There's definitely like a tower of quantum knowledge inside Brittle Hollow. Did we actually get into that temple? No, we didn't, right? Enter this place without friends, however. These are lessons to learn for yourself. Well, no problem there. I don't have any friends. So, a lot of broken pottery. I guess these things were planters the whole time. We've probably seen them. This design makes a lot more sense when you think about them letting roots through. We probably have seen trees growing out of them before, and I just have not noticed. So it looks like they want us to go down there. Seems to kind of be the only thing to do here. Alright. Oh good, there's a thing to gently catch you as you fall. Seek the Wandering Arch. Okay. So if we lose sight of the arch... Right, gravity is too high. We lose sight of the arch, it's... Yep, okay. I get it. I will say, the high gravity feels like a total bummer after having gotten used to flying around so easily for so long. Alright, good to mark these things. Is there anything here to read? Oh, we're just alone with this big weird quantum shard, except now it's gone? Oh, Jesus. Well, if it wanted to kill me, it certainly could have. Observing a quantum object. Observing an image of a quantum object. These are the same. Huh. Wait. The pedestal itself is a quantum object. So, it's telling me that there's something... Oh, maybe as long as the, as long as we have vision of it via scout launcher, it can't move. Because it would not be possible to get to this arch without doing this. Okay, that's pretty straightforward. I get that. So... is there a reason that I want to do this? Not really. These intermediate chambers don't really seem to do anything. It's just a way of bringing you back to the center so that there can be one hole in the roof of the next chamber down, I guess. Because that hole could be in a bunch of different locations. What are you? Oh, a gravity crystal. Right. A quantum gravity crystal. I tried to walk past it and lost sight of it. Hold on, we should probably read that. The arch and the crystal do not naturally meet. Oh, okay. So we want to set up a scout watching the crystal. But if I can see where the arch would be, then it won't appear there, right? There's no way to make that happen, so we'd have to put the scout in a place like here, where I can see the crystal, but it could not see the arch if it was at the top of that. And then I guess we just spin around until it's there. Okay, and then trying to climb the wall is going to cost us... Damn it. Okay, let's do it this way. That's not what I wanted. Scout launcher, turn camera. Here we go. We want it to just barely be able to see the arch. There we go. Because I want the camera to be watching the arch, not the crystal. Because we can watch the crystal. There we go. Alright, I'm getting the hang of this. Make sure there's nothing to look at here. And that is the same shard, it seems like. Based on the signalometer. Okay, I can see this is going to get a little bit more complicated. Pedestal. Stop moving around. This is the last one, but we made it harder. Okay. Out of curiosity, can I do this when they're not in a straight vertical line? Like, is there enough... Yes, there is enough coverage. So I don't need them to be in a straight vertical line, I just need there to be one at each height. So we want to fire the scout launcher about here. And maybe a little higher, a little closer to that top crystal. We want to watch upward. Look away, look back, look away, look back. Because I need a crystal to appear in the low level of that wall. But they don't want to. Maybe they can't? Maybe they can only appear in the low level of certain walls? Or maybe that scout is felt to be providing vision to the lower part of the wall? Okay. Then maybe what we want to do is launch a scout here. Sorry, probably a little higher than that. And then turn it so it's facing this way. Huh. So the crystals can appear, like, almost anywhere. It's not like there's one crystal that is appearing... This'll work. It's not like there's one crystal that always appears at the bottom level or anything. Because there was a moment there where all 4 of the crystals were at the bottom level. There were 2 on this wall and 2 on the other wall. I want to look away. We want to just get one of these to appear at the top of this wall. Seems hard to do, though. So maybe certain crystals can only appear in certain positions, and we have to map out what the possibilities are. Like, this is a pretty good start. And we know that a crystal can appear at the top of that line, but we know that the crystal that appears at the top of that line is one of these 2, right? Let's try... That is way too low. What I really want here is to get this scout above that crystal looking down, but I want to do it without looking so far up that I lose sight of this bottom crystal. Oh yeah, I guess maybe this is a good way to do this. A little higher. There we go. That's exactly what I want. So we turn this so it's looking like that. Oh, I never really thought about it, but we can see ourselves in our camera. Of course we can. Oh, this is very... Okay, I gotta get away from the wall for a second here. This is very disorienting. Can't get off the wall. Help. Okay, there we go. So is it always the case that 2 crystals are appearing on each wall, then? It must be. So what we... Okay. What we actually have to do here, then, maybe, is get vision of this low crystal. Look away. We'll try to get that thing to appear there in the middle position. Move to the middle position. And then recall our scout. Yeah, and I just... Oh, shoot. What I was trying to do was look away from the low crystal to get it to appear high. But I forgot that I could also look away from the middle crystal enough to get it to stop holding me on the wall. Okay. We get that crystal to appear at the bottom of the wall. I think this works to get us to the middle crystal. We just have to keep an eye on this guy the whole time. The scout keeps the other crystal in place. And then we... No, middle's not good. There it is. Keep an eye on you the whole time. Okay. So it wasn't about getting 3 of the crystals to appear on the same wall. And now we're here. Last one, they said. The Nomai have not lied to us so far. Okay, this is interesting. Hello, friendly Nomai. In your Nomai spacesuits, we have seen one of these in its entirety. We offer you our congratulations. You've learned the rule of quantum imaging. Take this knowledge with you the remainder of your quantum pilgrimage. Remember, the other quantum shards have other lessons to teach. Our curiosity goes with you on your journey. You walk in the footsteps of those who came before you, and your path guides those who will follow later. Especially since those who will follow later are me. So, this symbol, unfortunately, not translated, doesn't really mean anything to us just yet. Is there anything interesting on the back of this wall? Nope. So everywhere that we see a quantum shard, there's something to learn. This is kind of fascinating design. I assumed that we would be picking up, like, items and abilities. Maybe, kind of, I was going to say kind of like a Metroidvania, and then I stopped myself. But no, that's totally what I mean. kind of like a Metroidvania, but it looks like maybe the way this is designed, there's no state information saved at all except whether or not you're on the first loop. And everything is doable immediately if you just know. And I guess that symbol is not going to come to mean anything more to us? I guess it's not true that there's no state information saved. Because, obviously our ship log is updating, right? Speaking of our ship log, our ship is now 665 meters that away. Well, we know there's something wild going on at the center of this planet. We have reason to believe that the bit of the probe cannon that broke off is down there. The probe monitoring station is down there in the crazy storm core. So we got to figure out how to get down there. We also need to figure out what the deal is with Whitehole Station, the Ash Twin Project. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm just kind of looking around the edge of the island to see if there's anything interesting. But we probably are not going to get any more done this episode. The ship is very far away. It has just sort of sailed off without us. That's fine. It turns out we can just reset the... what do you call it? We can just reset the loop and start over without losing anything. When you quit the game, it does say, do you want to just reset the loop and come back later? So yeah, some state information is saved. The ship will have some interesting information for us, and we'll totally check it out next episode. But first, we are going to go to Dark Bramble. I want to collect as much as I can, collect as many pieces of the puzzle as I can before we start putting them together. Oh my god, I cannot jump for crap on this planet. Well, we've almost done a whole circuit now. I'm pretty sure there's nothing on this island except for the stuff that we've already found. I'm trying to think, where have we seen quantum shards? Obviously, there's the quantum shard thing at the observatory, which is where we first learned about them. Okay, we have now done an entire circuit. So I think this is where we're going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. We may investigate the couple of quantum shard areas that we saw on Hearth. Have we seen an actual shard anywhere else? I'm trying to remember. Let me know in the comments, I guess, if we've seen one anywhere else. Or the ship's log might help us out with that. We're also going to go check out Dark Bramble, and the mysteries of the solar system are starting to unravel. So come back next time for more of that unraveling, and we'll see you then.